All right. So tonight's call is really intended to help you all wherever you are. I always like to do these kind of calls because I like them to be a little bit more interactive, and you can feel free to ask questions, um, and stop me at any time. Or if you want to type in the chat, I'll keep an eye on that too. But and I apologize for my voice. It's like sinus stuff. Hey, Kelly, look at you, girl. Drive safely. All right. So, you know, I have, Kelly and I have both been coaches for 3 years. And so there's a lot of things that I've learned that have worked really well for me, a lot of things that haven't worked really well for me. And I think things also have changed throughout the years, but there's a couple consistent things that are very consistent over the last 3 years that are just really important for you when you're first starting out. And it's helpful to be able to hear it so that, you can move forward. But giving you a lot of information can be overwhelming. Like there's a lot of overwhelmed feelings. Like, I don't even know where to start. What do I do? And I want you to leave tonight's call knowing that, number one, you don't have to know it all. That's what the team page is for. That's what we are all here for. You can always post in the team page and ask questions. So you don't have to know it all. And you just need to start sharing what you're doing and inviting others to join you. Some of you may know and some of you may not. Kelly and I we are all part of a larger organization called Rock Solid. I posted that in the team page the other day. Allison and Ashton, I don't know if you guys are in there or not. There's a separate team page for Rock Solid specifically. If you want me to add you in there, I'm happy to do that. There's a lot of resources in there too. But that team was founded by Kelly and my coaches, Courtney. And so we have, formed our team, Rise Up Empire, with our own team page. And for a while there, I added all of my coaches to both team pages. But what started happening is people started getting confused because Courtney is posting in Rock Solid about her group dates, like, oh, our next group starts on this day. And a lot of times it was different than what our group date is. So coaches were getting confused. But what I do like about that page is the wealth of knowledge. I mean, Courtney has been a coach for, I believe, 5 years now. She is a 3-time elite coach, which means she's in the top 200 of the organization, which means there's a lot of people in there with a lot of good information. So if you want to be added to Rock Solid, please just let me know. You can always search there for answers to questions. I like to see those notifications. I like to see what's going on in there because people are asking questions in there and people are answering them. But know that, like Rise Up Empire, that's where we really kind of stick to our group dates and stuff. So I didn't want that confusion to be there. So if you want to be added, just let me know. But again, I want tonight's call to be very actionable. I want you to get off the call thinking like, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. We aren't going to overwhelm you at all. And I know Kelly wanted to share some things if she can. Kelly, you chime in whenever you want about, some things that she wished she would have done differently from the start. But again, I want you to know this is simple. It's a simple recipe. It's you be focused on your journey, your fitness, your nutrition. Start sharing it with others on social media. We can talk about what that might look like. And that's maybe where you might have a lot of questions where I'm happy to answer. And then start asking people to join you. Not as the expert, not as the person that knows it all, but like, come do this with me. Ashton, I don't know like your situation with Rachel and how you guys are connected and all that, but I know with Allison, like I was like, I kept inviting her to join me, like come do this with me. Not like I've got, not that I have all this knowledge, but I have this community that's that great support. And I think when you approach it to people like that is, especially as a newer coach, when you first start out saying, hey, like I just got started this new thing that I'm so excited for, and I would like you to do it with me. I want to touch on a couple key terms and key things for your business that are important for you to know moving forward, but I don't want you to get stuck on them. One is, hold on, my phone's beeping. Let's see. Okay. One is Success Club. So when you are focusing on you and your journey and you're starting to invite others to you, you may have heard of Success Club. And what Success Club is it's essentially a benchmark to say that, yes, you are moving forward in your business. Success Club starts at Success Club 5, and then there's Success Club 10. You earn Success Club, or you earn Success Club points when you sign somebody up with a challenge pack. So, Ashton, when you signed up, did you sign up with the All Access Challenge Pack? Okay.
Yes.
So when you signed up, Rachel received 2 Success Club points. And so to get Success Club 5, which is that first benchmark where you will be recognized for Success Club, that's essentially helping 3 people sign up exactly how you started. And so that's kind of what I want to share with you all is, don't worry about the points. Don't get hung up on the points, because we always say, like, people are people. You're helping people. You're not helping people to get points. But when you sign up 3 people, just like you got started, because you know how valuable that has been for you, you're going to earn Success Club. So you get 2 points for every challenge pack. So that's how you hit Success Club 5 would be helping 3 people. Success Club 10 would be helping 5 people. You can obviously, like, you'll hear people who hit like Success Club 22, Success Club 44, like some of the top coaches hit pretty high numbers. But the company really recognizes you for 5 or 10. So a challenge pack is 2 points. If somebody wants just Shakeology on Home Direct, because you guys, what I'm finding is a lot of people like their gym membership. They enjoy the gym. They enjoy their time out of the house. And so they might not be all interested in the All Access Challenge Pack because they don't want BOD, but they really need help on their nutrition. And that's where I can help them. And so Shakeology alone on Home Direct is also 2 points. So those are 2 different ways to get 2 points. All of our products within our product catalog, everything from DVDs to beach bars to the performance line, to the All X Challenge Pack, everything has volume attached to it. And as you accrue volume, so if you sell somebody beach bars, you're going to get volume. When you sell somebody the performance line, you're going to get volume. And that volume is going to add up. Everything has a number attached to it. I don't have the numbers attached to it memorized. I always have to look it up. So you can always look it up in your shop. But when you begin to rank advance, that volume is how you begin to earn additional income besides the challenge packs and the products. So you earn commission, right? You earn 25% off all commission, or off all products commission. But the other additional way to earn is through this volume, because everything's assigned points. And I think that gets really confusing. And so I kind of want to shift gears a minute because I don't want to confuse you too much. But everything's assigned volume. And when you rank advance your business to Emerald, which is the next thing we're going to talk about, is rank advancements, you start to, and I don't know what other word to use, so I'm just going to say this, you start to cash in on that volume. So you start selling things now, you start helping people get set up with Performance Line or Beach Bar, and you're going to get all this volume, and it's going to be carryover volume, and you never lose this volume as long as you're an active coach, which means you're paying your business fee and you have an order on HD. You're an active coach. Active doesn't mean like you're actively selling. It just means you yourself are active. So as soon as you're active, every time you're helping somebody get started with something and making that sale, you're getting volume. And it's accruing. It never goes away unless you go inactive. And when you make that first rank advancement to Emerald, you begin to earn money based off that volume. So my paychecks will come and it'll say commission. So direct sales, like directly whoever I helped with a challenge pack that week, or whoever I helped with a performance line. But then I have a separate line in my paycheck for Team Cycle bonus points is what it's called. But that's money I'm earning off the volume that has accrued. And so to help you understand that a little bit more and how you get volume and how you earn off that volume, Emerald is your first rank advancement in the business. And it's important. It means I'm all in. It means I want to help people, and I'm going to take a chance on this. It essentially is 2 coaches underneath you. They do not have to be what we call business building coaches or hobby coaches, or, they do not have to be actively working the business. They just have to be an active coach. And a lot of people will do that strictly for the discount. So if you approach your mom and she wants to join, she wants to do Shakeology, I'm using mom because my mom does. My mom is a discount coach underneath me. She strictly gets the discount. She doesn't sell. And she is just one coach that I have on my team. And so I drew I'm starting to draw a little bit of a picture here. So I don't know if you can yeah, okay. So this is you up here, and you have two legs. You have a left leg and you have a right leg. You need one coach on each. And when you have one coach on your left leg and one coach on your right leg, you will become an Emerald coach. And I think there's a lot of people out there that are like, well, what does an Emerald coach even mean? It essentially means, again, you are making that first rank advancement in your business. When you are Emerald, you will start to earn off that volume. So for every 300 volume as an Emerald coach, every 300 that comes in, you're going to earn $14, which I understand doesn't, you're like, okay, $14, but how volume works is it's all your volume, and it's your coaches that you start to sign on. So you're going to start to sign coaches underneath you and their customers. You're going to get all of their volume goes into your volume. So anybody below you, their volume goes into you. So for example, I'm underneath Courtney. All my volume goes into hers. All Kelly's volume goes into hers. Anybody underneath me goes into hers. And that's where that team cycle bonus theory, like that wording comes from, because it's really a team effort in that way. Now, a lot of people, so you are essentially earning off that volume, $14 a cycle. So say you cycle 20 times, that's $14 times 20. I mean, that can add up very quickly. And anything at the end of that pay period that's left, because say, like I said, every 300 you cycle, say you had like 270 left, so you didn't have a complete cycle, that carries over to the next week. So it always carries over, which is really cool. And so as an Emerald coach, you begin to cycle and you begin to earn that additional source of income. So not just commission, but also cycle bonuses. You also, when you are an Emerald coach, can qualify for free leads, meaning, you guys have probably all seen infomercials for PIO and all that online, or, they can buy it, they can just go to the internet and they can purchase right from the Team Beachbody website. And when they do that, when they order off an infomercial, or when they order on the website, not through a coach, they are automatically assigned to somebody. They are automatically assigned to one of us. And as an Emerald coach, you can get those people. And so what happens is I will log into my Coach Online office and I will see that I have a new customer. I won't recognize the name. I won't recognize anything, but I now have that person's name and I have their contact information. And so what I do is I reach out to them and I introduce myself and tell them about our fit groups and what can I do to help you. I don't make commission off that first sale, but moving forward, I do make commission. So like that first sale, they won't make commission, but say their Beachbody On Demand renews that, the next year, you will make commission. Say they decide, 2 months into it, they are going to purchase Shakeology, you will make commission once they are in. And that really adds up. I mean, I have gotten, over the last 3 years, I've got hundreds and hundreds of free leads. I average probably, I don't know, Kelly, maybe you want to chime in. I average probably like 8 a month, maybe, free leads. So that is a really nice thing. Now, when you are an Emerald coach and hit Success Club 10, you get what's called paid leads. So if somebody purchases Shakeology, you actually, not only do you get their information to be able to reach out to them, but you also do get that commission right off the bat. So it's kind of like a perk of an Emerald coach is you get those free leads, but then it's a perk of an Emerald coach who hits Success Club 10 that they're going to be paid lead right off the bat. Which I have a couple that I received that never have reached back out to me. They've never returned one of my emails, but they get Shakeology every single month. And it just, that $30 shows up every month. And I'm like, man, like, you won't even talk to me, but it's fine. It's just the way they want to do it. And so, like I said, so it's you plus 2 coaches, right? 1, 2. Beachbody has this really cool thing called you plus 2. So essentially you can run your business plus 2 others, as long as they are family members of yours. So for me, my first coach was my husband. And then I had a coworker. So she was my second coach. So I'm going to put Dan, and then her name is Jennifer. And she's still with us because I find a lot of times as discount coaches, when I sign somebody up as a discount coach, they are more likely to continue on their journey and stay with us longer. So she's still been with us for 3 years, whereas a lot of my challengers kind of fall in and out. So I have Jen and Dan right here. Once you give away your spot, you can't get it back. And so I want to talk a little bit about the value of signing your spouse, because some people don't quite understand why you would do that. And underneath Jen, 2 more coaches I have in my organization, I have my mom. So you can run 2 different businesses beside yourself. So the reason why a lot of people sign their spouse is essentially, I right now have 2 businesses. I have my business, and then I do run customers through Dan's account too. And as I mentioned, the volume piece of it, everybody underneath here goes into my volume. When I sell a challenge pack to somebody and sign Dan as their coach, he gets 25% commission, but then I cycle bonus from that, because that's an additional, because he goes into my volume and he kicks another volume. So essentially it's not just $30 anymore, it's $44. I, as a new coach, I did not start adding adding anybody under my husband, not even a customer, until probably a year and a half into the business. But I secured that spot at the top of my organization for him, because once you give away that spot, you cannot get it back. So like my mom's down here, and I said, you have that U+2. So I've never put anybody under my mom, but I asked her to become a discount coach because she loves Shakeology, and I wanted the option to eventually maybe run her business, right? And that's just an additional source of income. So she may, if I would have put her up here, she would cycle a lot more from all the volume underneath her. She's not catching 2 levels of volume, and that's okay. But if I can do it differently, I would have signed my mom at the top of my organization and my husband. So U+2, you can decide if that's how you want to go, Emerald. There's a lot of benefits to the spouse. My husband has explained it to people. We've actually jumped on calls together, because some husbands have been kind of leery of that. What do you mean I'm a coach? What's going on? You're essentially a placeholder. And that's how he says it. He always says she's the president of the business, I'm the VP, meaning she does everything, but then every now and then I help out a little bit. He doesn't. I mean, he'll jump on calls. He's not a real coach. But like I said, I didn't start working his business for a year and a half. But if I didn't have that spot at my organization, he would be missing all that volume, which as a new coach, I know you're like, well, what the heck? But it's something that you want to think about if you're looking to make this a serious a business. Kelly, do you have any feedback on that?
Sorry, I'm a mess. Feedback on, I'm sorry.
I was just talking about value of spouse account thing. I was just talking about that. We were talking about Emerald and U+2 and value of the spouse account, and how you have the opportunity to sign to people and essentially run their business.
I signed Chris first, and especially if you plan to move this business forward, that's essentially how you would build your business, by using that second one. That's how I went down.
Right.
By building him to Emerald. So it's definitely super important, and it's exactly like you said, it's just a placeholder.
You don't have to do anything with it.
Yes, it says Chris is your coach, but let's be real. Really your coach. So yeah, I totally agree. It has to be done.
And if you were to do that, essentially then Emerald is really one other person, right? It's one other person to get you there. Right. And I feel I remember when I went Emerald, and then Diamond is that next rank after Emerald. And I remember when I went Emerald, and then when I went Diamond, and then when I went 1-star Diamond, people in the outside world had no clue what that meant. But my coach shouted me out on her page. Her coach shouted me out. There was all this public celebration on social media, and all of a sudden, all these people that I have been trying to get to join me were like, oh, I don't know what that means, but she must be legit. So it was almost like public credibility all of a sudden there too. Emerald is not hard. It's honestly not. And I tell you that because as a new coach, you may be thinking, how am I going to get anybody to join me? But if you think about,
Ask your best friend, ask your sister, ask your aunt.
I know Kelly's whole organization is her family.
Essentially.
You know, and all they have to do is love their Shakeology or beach bars or, you know, anything like that.
I mean, they're saving almost $20 a month on Shakeology.
Yeah.
Even with the fee. Like, it's a no-brainer.
Right.
Yeah.
Military, like if you know, I mentioned this because my sister is in my organization and she's a military spouse. So military spouse get that business fee waived. So that $15.95 we're paying, military spouses don't have to. So they're really saving like
yeah, that's huge.
$35 on Shakeology. So if I were you getting started right, I would consider making Emerald a goal. We are actually going to have a call is it next week? Or is it today? Is this today, the call?
Oh my God, Krista, I think it's today.
The Emerald in 24 Hours call? Yeah, I think you're right. Because essentially, I've had people do it overnight. Like, I've had people do it in a week. Like, if you use that idea of come do this with me, I think, like, I all the time go to my best friend, she's a challenger. Like, I would love to do this with her. You know, like, I don't want to do this. I'm not the expert again, like I said, but come run this business with me. Like, let's do this together. Let's fumble through it. We've got this team that's going to help us and support us. So I tell you all of this because I don't want you to think it's a scary thing. You literally can do it. And so when you sign somebody up as a coach with a challenge pack, so again, remember, sign up somebody just how you got started with the All Access Challenge Pack. If you were to sign, 2 people as coaches to get to Emerald, that's already 4 Success Club points. You sign 1 more and you hit Success Club in your first month. It just is a really good benchmark for moving your business forward. So now that the nitty gritties are out of the way, because it's important to know both those things, because you're going to hear that language, you're thinking like, all right, so what am I going to do? Like, where are these action steps? How am I going to do this? Just start sharing. I created a post over in Rock Solid. Again, like I said, that's our team. I can add you in there. But I asked today, Ashton, because I know we were talking about like get coming out posts. I asked for some samples. So people are going to be posting those. They've already started posting them because I want to be able to provide you guys with like, here are some samples, because
that would be really helpful.
I don't think I ever did a coming out post. I think I just started posting about my workouts on my page. Like, I never actually said, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach. I just started posting about my workouts, and I started posting about like, hey, I can help you. But there was a couple that were already posted that were really great. So I'm going to upload those into the team page tonight so that you can get a look at them. But I noticed, Ashton, you're already talking about it in your stories, which is awesome. Yeah. And Allison, I know you do that sometimes too. I just think keep it up in your stories. Our next group, we start on Monday, another Fit Club. Our last 60 is Monday. It is not too late to invite people to join that. It is rolling. So you can, because it's rolling admissions. Like, I don't tell my people that because I think they do need a deadline, because if you don't give people a deadline, they're not going to start. But you can like add people in after Monday. But I would use that, like, say, hey guys, like, start with me on Monday. Let's do it together. Let's kick this last 60 of the year off right. But I will share some of those getting started right posts, or not getting started right posts, but coming out posts. So you're just going to want to start sharing and let people know you can help them, and that you want to help them and that you want to do this with them. Again, it's like, think about some of the posts that you've seen from your, other people on this team. What posts are you attracted to? What posts are you like, like, think about what you have seen and what hasn't turned you off. Allison, yes. So you can totally be a coach with just a bunch of challengers. Yes. I know. So Allison also does Mary Kay. And so Beachbody has a rule that if you are in another MLM, you can't actively like keep rank advancing. You can rank advance to Emerald. That's okay. But past Emerald, then they start to like dig a little deeper in there. They've had some bad blood before where, what is going on over there, Kelly? They've had some bad blood before where actually one of the top coaches went to another MLM and took all of his people, and was pretty slanderous.
Some like weird thing because it was such an odd clause written in.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we're one of the only companies that have them. But then when I was in leadership in Vegas, they were saying more and more companies are doing that. It was when the wine MLM started up. Like he was making hundreds of thousands of dollars through Beachbody, and he claimed that he like that it was a hoax. I'm like, how is it a hoax? And he went and he took all these people with him. And I still get messages. At the time that happened, a bunch of us were following him because he was really good. Like he was really great at social media, and he was big into not just helping people get started with like as a challenger. He was really one of his passions was entrepreneurship, and so he would make videos on like how to run your business. And so we all really like what?
Who is it?
This is Trey. I don't remember Trey's last name, but
okay, I remember that name.
Trey, yeah, because it's guys. There's not a lot of guys, so like you kind of remember like the top male coaches, and at the time it was like Beachbody was saying like unfriend him, like unfollow him, because what he's doing is if you're friends with him on Facebook, he's using your friends list to go after people. Like it got really nasty. But anyway, so I digress. But yes, yeah, I know people are like slimy. So you can be a coach and not move your business to Emerald, but you can move to Emerald and just not go forward if you wanted to. And that would be, Allison, like if somebody really did want the discount, like if they just wanted a discount, you could have that opportunity to do that.
And I honestly could see there's a couple of my friends who are with some other coaches they don't love. They know I have the challenge groups. Rachel just joined. Good. And she's kind of dabbling a little into the challenge group, not posting every day, but sees the benefit offered. Yeah. So
yeah, and they definitely can, and because you'll have that, and I think that's great that she's starting to see the benefit, and that people are that people want to join. And so just start sharing on social media. I aim to share once to twice a day. I really look at like adding value. I try to add value. People really like to see recipes. So if you want to post like recipes you're doing, I don't post as many like sweaty selfies anymore, but I post a lot of like, I'm in my workout gear and I like tie in my workout in it. And then I, do my workout, but this is why. I talk more about the why, not the what. Like not, hey, I'm doing 21-day fix extreme. It's, like I don't really put the products names in there. When you're doing your hashtags, watch out for like hashtag Beachbody Coach or hashtag 21-day fix. You don't want to do that because the only people who are searching those are other Beachbody coaches. So think about that too. I posted in Rise Up, or I reposted it, what's called a Power of 3 tracker today. And I'm actually maybe going to try to, I don't want to keep you guys much longer, but I actually am going to try to pull it up and then maybe do a screen share here real quick. Let me close out some boxes here. Because this is what I use as a new coach to really track my business. And I know Kelly has gone back to using it and really loves it. So I'm going to do a screen share. You guys, I like I said, I posted this in the team page today, and you can, what I did is I printed off 1 million copies. When I first started, why is it not coming up? I printed off 1 million copies and I just kept it with me at all times. And this is essentially what I did every day. So I worked my business 5 days a week, in the cracks of my days or wherever it could fit. And if one day I couldn't do it, I moved it to a different day. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through. But this is how I track the conversations, because it's honestly, it's really, okay, now I'm going to do a screen share. It's really not enough to, unfortunately, it's really not enough to just post in your stories and post, like make a post. People need to know more. Where is the screen share? Let's see. Why is it not letting me do it? Oh, here we go. Okay. So let me pull up this. So this is the Power of 3 tracker. And like I said, I every day send invitations to people. I, even 3 years into this business, when I put out a post, like I have this new group starting, I would love for you to help me, I get crickets. I still get crickets. So where my challengers come from and where my coaches come from are me directly inviting them to join me. But I really focus on building that relationship first before I just invite them. So
what do you mean by invite? Like send an actual message specifically?
An invite?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will send an invite. I in our um, in our Rise Up Empire team page, in the photo albums, there's actually an album called Inviting, and you can go in
Oh,
there,
okay.
and there are sample scripts in there. And so you want to obviously make it your words, but if you're like, I don't know how to even start, this is a really good place to just look at it and see. So there are really great invitations in there, invite scripts for especially new coaches, asking other people to join with them. I was going to share one if I can find one. But I will say, so I will read to you what my invite, and maybe we could do another thread in Rise Up too, so people can start showing you. But my invite is specifically right now I'm inviting right now to the last 60-day fit club. So my invite looked like this. I said to somebody I'd already been talking to. So it wasn't cold. It wasn't out of the blue. It was, hey, I just want to check in and say hi. I'm changing things up for my last online fitness group of 2018, the last 60-day fit club, and thought you may be interested. I sent you an invite, an event invite. I always create an event too in Facebook, which I can talk about in a minute. I sent you an event invite, but never just want to send something cold like that, so I apologize. We are focusing on starting our New Year's resolutions right now and not waiting until 2019. Lots of awesome support, recipes, and new workout programs. I think you would really be a great fit for our group. Would you be interested in chatting more about it? And that's it. So I kind of say, like, this is what I'm inviting you to. This is what we're going to be doing in the group, and I think you would be a great fit. Would you be interested in chatting more about it? I like to, coaches do it differently, but I really like to, when I have like a 30-day group coming up, I really like to create an event on Facebook and invite people through the event. And then I reach out to them personally. So I might send you, Ashton, like an event invite, and you'll get that and you'll see, oh, Chris invited me to the last 30-day fit or last 60-day fit club. But then I will specifically go in there and say, hey, or I'll specifically send a message to somebody and say, I just sent you this event invite, but I wanted to explain what it was. And then I will invite them to join. Kelly is really good with her invites. She's really great at personalizing them. Again, I think those scripts you've got to be careful with. I really do try to personalize it to that person and why it would be helpful for them. And I think that's why, I think that's kind of what sets us apart. Not only just Beachbody, but our team, because I think you've all probably received like an invite from somebody else in an MLM, whether it was like Usborne Books or, something else like Rodan and Fields. Like I'll get a bunch of Rodan and Fields sometimes when they have like a promotion going on, and it's like a cold invite. And I can tell that they really didn't think about me as a person at all. And so I kind of try to make sure that the invite's in my words, but also kind of cater to that person. And why it may be good a fit for them. Sometimes I'll say something like, if I know they're a busy mom, like if they've told me before that time is their issue, like if I know what their issue is, like time, sometimes I'll throw in that invite something like, we have so many great programs for the busy mom, even ones that are as short as 22 minutes. Or if they've told me before that they really struggle with nutrition, or I know that they struggle with nutrition, in my invite, I'll say, one of the things I really love about our fit clubs is that we focus on a lot of meal plan tips, meal prep tips. We share recipes, and I can find recipes that not only I love, but also my toddler loves. Like I'll kind of make sure to really tweak it to them. And I promise, like you're like, oh, she just came up with that on her own. It took me a while. And it took me a while of like sending Kelly this invite and saying, hey, does this sound okay? I'm going to send this out. Does this sound okay? So feel free to do that to us too. Like reach out for that support because we're here. But this power of 3, just so I could explain it, like I said, when I started my business, I printed out one of these for every week and I had a binder. And I did that consistently probably for a year. So the ad is you're adding to your network, because eventually you're going to run out of people to talk to on your current Facebook list. So things like adding a new friend on Facebook or adding a new Instagram follower. Instagram is really hot right now. That's the big buzzword. And everybody feels like they have to go over to Instagram and meet all these new people that they've never met before. That's not the case. Like if you have people on your Facebook page, like Facebook is not dead, and they'll tell you that over and over again. So don't lose the joy of like, you can still, what I would start, like as a new coach, I would start with your closest friends. I would start with your family members. I would start with people you already know, but you do want to add to your network. So 3 people a day. The connect is you just reaching out and saying, hi, hey, how's it going? What's new? Like again, this is what I think sets us apart from other MLMs. We really focus on the relationship. You know, you're not just selling somebody something. You are selling somebody something, yes. So don't be ashamed of that. But the reason you shouldn't be ashamed is because you're walking with them. You're helping them get results. You're helping them feel better. You're not just saying like, see you later. I can use this example because I think I won't say what the brand was, but I had a really close friend who sold me something, who never checked back in with me, ever, never wanted to know how I was doing. Eventually I used it and I had a really bad reaction, horrible reaction. Like, well, she sold me 2 products. One product I really love. I love, and I keep using it. And I sent her a picture and I was like, oh my gosh, check this out. And she never responded. And then like 3 weeks later, she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see this. And I'm like, come on, like you should be on that. I was showing you great results. And then Dan's listening because it's his friend's wife.
My best friend's wife.
Yes. That, which I think she's so great. Like she's great, but this is the difference. Like, and then I used the product and I had this horrible reaction. I told her about it and she was like, oh, that sucks. Not like, oh my gosh, like, let's help you figure this out. Like, she didn't listen to me. She didn't build that relationship. She just sold me something without really asking me. And since then, I've built a relationship with somebody else who works for the same company that was like, tell me what your problem was. Let's dissect this. Let's figure out, like, you shouldn't have started with this. I hear you. I hear your needs. I hear your goals, this is what we do as coach. Listen to their needs. Listen to their goals. Ask them where they struggle. Don't just tell them they need the All Access Challenge Pack because we know that's the best benefit or that best deal for their money. Like, ask them where they struggle. Ask them what their goals are. And she didn't ask me any of that. She just said, you need this. Well, it turned my face into a big old mess for 3 weeks and ended me up on steroids and antibiotics. And, you know, so I think our company is really different and you should be really proud of that we like walk the journey with them. And so you're going to connect with people. You're going to do 3 connects a day, meaning sometimes a connect for me was like, I'm going to connect with my sister. I haven't talked to her in a while. She's my connect. It doesn't even have to be Beachbody related. It's just starting conversations. From there, I did 3 invites a day. 3 invites. That's all. You don't have to feel like you have to go out and send 20, just 3 messages to people of, hey, would you join me? And then 3 follow-ups. Follow-ups were anybody from like that were connects that maybe I want to go back and continue that conversation. That was a follow-up. Or a follow-up might be somebody who I have sent a link to purchase the challenge pack and she hasn't purchased it yet. So I want to follow up to make sure she doesn't have any additional questions. It's not cut or dry. You can kind of make the categories how you want. It's just important you're having conversations and focusing on that person. When you look at those invite scripts in the team page, there's also like a guide on how to have conversations. And I know that sounds silly, but it's more, so it's not like don't copy and paste it, but it's more like ask the person what they want. Invite them. When they say, yes, I'm interested in hearing more, say to them, can I ask you what your goals look like so that I can better guide you? Where do you struggle? Do you struggle with nutrition? Do you struggle finding time to work out? Do you struggle with motivation? I say that to people. I say, where do you struggle? I put nutrition, ? Time, ? Motivation, ? Support, ? And then I say, I want to better help you. And 9 times out of 10, they'll come back and say, I struggle with motivation. I struggle with accountability. I struggle with nutrition. And that's when I can say, have you ever considered joining one of my fit groups? Because the accountability is like none other. Like, I now know how to help them. But if I don't ask and I just assume that I know what their needs are without ever asking them, they're going to get turned off because they're going to feel like you just want them to buy something. But when you're hearing them and you're building the relationship and you're not rushing it, you guys, this is a no business. I have heard no way more than I've heard yes. If I average, I'm just throwing this out, I'm just throwing it out there. if I average 3 times 7, so 3 invites a day, 7 days a week, 21 invites, probably 19 of them have told me no or not even responded. But those people that don't respond, then become my follow-ups. And I'll say to them, hey, I saw you saw my message, but I'm sometimes I check messages and I say like, sometimes I check messages and I can't respond, because that's true. Sometimes I check messages and I'm the worst. And then I'm like, not in a moment where I can't really respond. And I'm like, oh, I'll respond in 10 minutes. And then I forget. So I say that to them. I just thought maybe you forgot to respond and I wanted to see if I could help you. And then 9 times out of 10, they come back and they say, oh my gosh, I totally didn't mean to blow you off. No, I'm not really interested right now. I'm like, okay. Kelly and I always talk about, like, we kind of get excited about the no's, because a no is better than somebody just ignoring you, because a no is, when somebody says me no, I always tell them, do you mind if I check back in with you next month? Or they'll say, I've had a couple tell me, can you check back in with me at the new year? And I make a note, like, okay, I'm going to check back in with you. So again, that's a lot of information to just say, like, just start sharing and just start inviting people to join. And if you use the Power of 3 tracker, you are going to see results. This is all I did. This is all I did when I started. Like, I have no secret sauce, no magic, no wand that I wave to help people consistently every month. I followed my Power of 3 tracker, and I showed up on social media every single day. Well, I shouldn't say every single day, but I showed up pretty consistently, because what happens is when you stop showing up, people have been watching you and you don't even know it, and they've been inspired by you, and you don't even know it, and then you stop showing up and they go and they get connected to somebody else, because you've now inspired them, because they know what you're doing, but they don't know that you're still coaching. And I've had that happen. Unfortunately, I've had that happen to even like coaches on this team, that they were like, oh my gosh, I was talking to that person like a month ago, but then I kind of fell off. And now I saw they signed up with you or something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But they don't know you're open for business. Like, you have to tell people that you're on your journey and that you want to help them. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question?
Let's go for questions.
All right. Can you quickly just go through the steps that you would take after you invite someone and you get a yes? So like,
Okay.
what would be the steps following?
So, and typically if they say yes, we can chat more, which is what they'll do. They'll say yes, we can chat more. I will say to them, my next line is usually not line, but I usually say something like, okay, so I want to make sure that I really can help you in the way that works best for you. Would you mind sharing with me what your goals may look like? Are you already currently doing a fitness program? So I usually start with the fitness route. And so then come back and say, my goal is to tone up. My goal is to lose 10 pounds. No, I'm not, no, I can't find the time to work out. I'll say, all right. So, if they say they aren't working out, I'll say, like, I always kind of relate back to them. So I'll say, like, that's exactly how I was. Like, before I didn't start until I share like my journey with them in this conversation too. Like, I'll say, prior to having Eli, like, I just could not find the time. And it was like, all of a sudden I just drew the line in the sand, and I said, I'm going to find the time. And I surrounded myself with this awesome community. And I swear that's why I'm here 3 days later. That's why our fit clubs are so awesome. So I keep trying to tie the fit club back in there. And so they've shared with you that they're not doing anything for fitness. So I'll relate to them and say why I was like that too. Because at one point I was. And then this group has really helped me get over that. And so then I'll usually bridge it and say, okay, so let's talk about nutrition now, because my fit clubs really focus on nutrition too. So can you tell me what a normal day of eating looks like for you? Or where do you struggle? Is it finding meals that your family likes? Like, I kind of prompt them, like, what, are you like going through the drive-through a lot? Are you just not knowing how to even get started? And then they will share with me what that looks like. And again, I will do like I can totally relate. I'm a junk food junkie. I can't put down the Doritos. Like, I don't like vegetables. But luckily, I have found recipes that not only I like, but my family will eat. Because a lot of people will say, like, well, I don't want to make separate meals for me and then for my family. So I share that we're a group of moms. Like I keep going back to the Fit Club. We're a group of moms. And in this group, we are sharing recipes and we are saying like, okay, not only can I eat this, but like my Power Turkey meatloaf, not only do I eat this, but my son devours it. So I ask questions and I listen, and based off their response, that kind of prompts me next. But I always go from fitness to nutrition, hearing them, edifying them, telling them why I was there too, because I was, and now I found the solution. And so once I kind of hear more about what they're like, once I feel like I've got a good grasp on what their need is, like this is their goal, this is where they struggle, and this is what their need is, I will say to them, you know, we really do have this really good solution where when you combine your fitness with your nutrition, you're going to see those results you want. You're going to lose those 10 pounds. You're going to tone up. Is that something you may be interested in hearing more about? Like I'll ask them and they'll usually say yes. And that's when I talk to them about the All Access Challenge Pack. Because it's really important that they combine their fitness and their nutrition. And I share with them about, and I say, trust me for 30 days. You don't have to continue on with Shakeology if you don't want to after the first month, but I ask you to trust me for 30 days. Not only are you going to see the best results when you pair Shakeology with clean eating and your workouts, but it's the best deal. Like alone, and this is, I'll say it to them, you know, you're essentially getting Shakeology for more than half off when you pair it with your Beachbody On Demand. You can get Beachbody On Demand if you want, but if you want to go back and get Shakeology later, it's going to cost you more money. And most times people will say, oh, well, I would at least like to save right off the bat. And so that's kind of how I approach it. I don't turn people down if they just want Beachbody On Demand. I don't, because your goal is to help people. And you will help them get started. And they will see people sharing in the group about their superfoods and, you know, drinking their shakes. And a lot of times they'll want to try it. We also have the Performance line. There are challenge packs. So you might have signed up with a challenge pack that was BOD and Shakeology, but there is a challenge pack that's just BOD and the Performance line. And so sometimes people don't want Shakeology, but they'll want the Performance line, and that's okay. If somebody says like, I have a gym routine, like I really like my gym routine, but I struggle with nutrition, then I don't talk them into BOD. Like I just start talking to them about Shakeology and clean eating. I have somebody right now who she goes to 2 gyms. That's her outlet. She loves the gym, but she wants Shakeology because she wants to be able to start dialing in her nutrition. And we are going to work on the container system because she already has the containers, right? You're going to find people who already have this stuff. So she already has the Portion Fix containers. So I'm just going to help her learn how to use them and combine it with Shakeology. That's another thing. You're going to find people who have these programs. You're going to find people who have 21 Day Fix on the DVD, and they have a coach and they don't even realize it. They can switch to you. And when they switch to you, you can help them get started. Even though they might not have purchased anything, like you're still helping them and they're going to stick around. And it's those people who are then going to want to know more about Shakeology. They're going to want to know more about the Performance line. So don't shy away from those people either. Don't see that as like a bad thing. Like they say, yes, but I already have 21 Day Fix. As long as they're willing to, like if they say, I'll have somebody who will say, yes, I already have 21 Day Fix. Is it okay if I just do that? First of all, I make sure they're not working with another coach. I always say, like, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. Do you have a coach? I just don't want to step on her toes. And so they'll usually say no, but they don't realize they have one. And so I'll get them to switch over to me. And I'll say to them, yes, you can start 21 Day Fix. I just want you to get moving. But I want to ask you, did you like 21 Day Fix? Did it work for you? Because there's a reason that it's still sitting on the shelf. So maybe they never opened it. So you're going to help them open it and get moving. But maybe like they really didn't like it. And so you can say like, yes, I'm happy if you want to start that. But maybe once you get moving on that, if you want to talk about different options because that one wasn't really your thing, I'm happy to do so. So you can always do that too.
Okay. And then what do you do? So you have, they've said, oh, I want to sign up with a challenge pack, and they've purchased that. Is that at that point when you'd want to add them to the fitness group or?
Yep. Okay. Yep. So I add them to the fitness group. I add them and I welcome them in there so that we can all love on them and say, welcome. We're so glad you're here. And then From there, I check in on my challengers about once a week behind the scenes. Now, obviously, when somebody's first getting started, you might check in on them a little bit more. You're going to want to help them make sure that they have everything set up right before they get started. So like, check in with them and say like, did you go through your meal plan? What can I help you with? Do you have any questions about meal planning or meal prepping? You know, when they're first getting started, it's a little bit more one-on-one to make sure that they have everything they need. But then you put them in the group and you tell them, this is where you post for accountability. This is where you post your questions, because we all help you coach that person, right? Like, it's not just you on your own. It's Kelly and it's Allison and it's Katarina and it's myself, like all cheering them on too. And that's where it's really important when you start, especially when you start adding people to the group, it's really important that you also post your sweaty selfies and that you also post your meals and that you show up to encourage them in there. Because I always say to people, like, if you're not doing that, your people aren't going to, because they're not going to see the benefit if they don't see their coach doing it too. For the last 60 Day Fit Club, we're going to do some like giveaways. So there'll be some prizes in there for get people to interact and things like that. But yeah, you can add somebody as soon as they get started.
I have a question about the performance line.
Yeah.
Is there somewhere that explains each of the pieces a little more? Like if I click in on each one, will it tell me more? Because I know Rachel was asking me about some of those a little bit, and I've had some other people ask, and I don't want them to get something that's not suited for them or that's just not the right fit for what they do.
So you can always go to, when you log into teambeachbody.com, there's that shop button. And that's what I do. I just go to shop and I just look at it like I was a normal customer, because it gives you all the information there too. You can also log in as you and then still go to shop and plug through. But also in the Coach Online office is when you go to grow your business, there is trainings on each of the products. So you can go in there and will be like bullet points of, this is why this product is really great. This is who it's great for. This is what it's intended for. All the workouts are in there. All the Performance Line products, Shakeology, the Boost. Like, we have so many products that people don't even realize. Like, so you can always go in there. And that raises a good point, Allison. Like, it made me think of another thing. A lot of times people will say, can you like send me your website so I can take a look at it? I never send somebody just my website to take a look at, because they're going to get lost. That's where it's really important to ask those questions and then provide them with a solution. Then once they've heard about the All Access Challenge Pack, or they've heard about the Performance Line, or they've heard about the beach bars, I'll say to them, if you want more information, if you could just send me your email address, I can send you a link that will give you more information and you can take a look at it. So that's when I will go into Share a Cart, which we can talk about. Whenever anybody has a sale, if they don't know how to work through Share a Cart, because that's how you're going to send somebody a link to purchase anything, reach out. We will help you through that first one. It's really user friendly, but essentially you need their email address for sure. And if anything involves Shakeology, you need to know their preferred flavor. If I don't know their preferred flavor, because I'm just sending them a link to take a look at, I'll link it as chocolate, and I'll just tell them, hey, this link is for the All Access Performance Line or the All Access Challenge Pack. It's going to provide you more information. I set it up as chocolate Shakeology. I wasn't sure what you wanted, but I can go back in there and edit it. So, because sometimes, like, if somebody still just wants more information, you might feel weird saying like, okay, well, I'm going to send you a link. So I just need your email address. And then also, can I have your shake flavor? Because they might be like, well, whoa, I didn't tell you I wanted that yet for sure. So sometimes I'll just put it as chocolate and I'll tell them that. Like, I just needed to put something in there to be able to send you this link. So instead of sending them your website where there's a million different things for them to look at and get lost, I send them this one link that if they decide to purchase it, all they have to do is it's already like in a cart for them. It's like creating an invoice for them. So not only can they read through and get more information, but now they can just click purchase if they want to versus getting lost in the website. Kelly, do you have, I know we've gone an hour, which I did not want to keep you guys an hour. So Kelly, do you want to chime in? Are you frozen, Kelly? Are you frozen?
Am I frozen?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I just saw you typed in the chat. I didn't see it. Krista, I'll go live and rise up. Okay. Oh, you were stuffing
Yeah.
your face for dinner.
Yeah, you guys went to the pizza shop with me. You got a wrap. You ate it. Then you had salad. You guys did a lot with me tonight.
Oh, nice. Good.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. So Kelly's got some
Yeah.
takeaways. Okay.
Did you post that podcast for everybody? I don't remember.
I can't remember if I did or not, but if not, will you post it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that you sent it, maybe a screenshot of it, but
Okay.
I feel like if people in the group have not read her book, they must.
Yeah.
What is
Like
it?
it like wildfire through my mom group. Like I read it and my friend Kate read it and it was like everybody.
Yeah.
Girl, your face, Ashton.
Oh yeah, that's on my. So it's good.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Good.
If
Like you could read it and listen to it over and over again.
Okay.
Yeah. And Rachel Hollis has a podcast that is phenomenal, and she does it with her husband too, and it's really great stuff to listen to. So we listened to one the other day about increasing your
your revenue 30%.
by 30%, and I just had so many takeaways. So I had posted it in Rock Solid, but I will do a video tonight or tomorrow. Probably
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Everybody could hear it and kind of take action.
Yeah, that's good too, because we want everybody to hear it too.
Yeah, because not everybody will come back and listen to this recording, so I'll just do it in the group.
Okay, so I don't want to hold you guys up, but action steps. Like I said, Success Club, you now know what Success Club is. It's really just hearing people's needs, what their goals are, and helping them set it up. And I want you to think about Emerald. Like if your business or if your goal is to create an additional source of income, however that may look, whether or not it's groceries a week or, leaving your job full time, anything in between. We have people on this team who have done it. Anything is legitimately possible. I would consider Emerald a pretty important part of that, because that is just your first rank advancement and it's opening your doors for business. You're going to cash in on those bonuses. It adds up really quickly, you guys. I don't like to talk about money. It doesn't make me very comfortable, but I think it's important for you to know what is possible. Each paycheck, my cycle bonuses are a couple $100, and that's like huge, and you cannot get that unless you're an Emerald coach. So keep that in mind. And then that spouse account or having two people who are close to you. I'm actually, for the first time, going to talk to my mom this weekend about actually starting to build her business. And that's 3 years in. So she's kind of been a placeholder. Dan was a placeholder for 1.5 years. And now I'm going to probably start to build both of their businesses, his business I've built to diamond, but hers is going to be my next. So again, it's just a placeholder. You cannot get those spots back. Once they are gone, they're gone. So say I shared with you, sorry, and then we'll really get off. I shared with you that Jen is up here. If she cancels, I can't put somebody in here. They all shift up. So that spot is lost, essentially. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. If you again, just go start sharing and starting to talk to people. Look at the invites, Ashton. The invite script is in there in the photo album. I will post an album of getting coming out posts too, and we'll keep adding to those. Kate had a great one. Kate Stevens was amazing, jaw-dropping. So I will post that, and just reach out. Don't be shy about asking questions.
What's the best way to contact you with questions?
Facebook Messenger is probably the easiest because it's even easier for me for text now because I can do that voice message. So a lot of times, it's easier for me to voice message back when I'm at work, especially, versus type real quick. So Facebook voice message, but you can always post in the team page as well. Would you like me, either of you give me a thumbs up or whatever, would you like me to add you into the Rock Solid team page, the larger team page?
Sure.
Yes. Okay. Let me know. Because I will do that.
Yeah, I think I'm probably good floating where I am right now.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Yeah, Ashton, I'll add you over there.
Okay, thanks.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
See ya.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.